For too long, the debate in America over the right to keep and bear arms has been one of statistics and circumstantial rationale. What does anyone need a large capacity magazine for? Or why would anyone need a semi-automatic weapon for home defense? GOA maintains that the Second Amendment is not about party politics or statistics or common sense. It has always been an issue of liberty. And if ever there was a clear picture of what an unarmed and defenseless society looks like, it can be seen right now on our TV sets. In Mexico, citizens in border cities are left virtually defenseless against drug cartels' brutal aggression. 1 month alone saw over 900 murders just from drug violence. In Libya, mercenaries and Gaddafi regime thugs swarm the streets, breaking into homes and beating families to death. Protesters in Bahrain are confronted with tear gas, rubber bullets, and live ammunition. Hospitals are overrun with the dead and wounded as similar situations unfold in Iran, Yemen, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, to name just a few countries in turmoil. Government-sponsored violence, of course, is not new. Governments in Soviet Russia, Germany, China, Uganda, Cambodia, and others made the 20th century the bloodiest in history. JPFO, the Jews for the Preservation of Firearms Ownership, did a unique study in their documentary film Innocence Betrayed. In it, they look at the worst genocides of the past century. Before any people's ethnic group or resistance can be disposed of, they must first be disarmed. Even Gandhi, the leader of nonviolent resistance in India, recognized the importance of an armed society when he wrote, "Among the many misdeeds of the British rule in India, history will look upon the act of depriving a whole nation of arms as the blackest." Critics of this position might suggest that the difference in regime change from these countries and ours lies not in the amount of privately owned weaponry, but in the style of government. We don't see the violence since ours is a constitutional republic and one of checks and balances. But this argument does not speak to how the republic was formed and how it is continually preserved. No people ever willingly subjugated themselves while having the ability to resist. The argument for firearms is not meant strictly for use against one's own government. It is a declaration of free men that they will remain so against all enemies, foreign and domestic. George Mason understood the importance of the Second Amendment when he said, "To disarm the people is the best and most effectual way to enslave them." Contrast that to Joseph Stalin when he said, "If the opposition disarms, well and good. If it refuses to disarm, we shall disarm it ourselves." Any argument that seeks to preserve the Second Amendment solely on the basis of being a national pastime for hunters and enthusiasts, or a common-sense approach for thwarting home defense, must be brought to task. While these positions have sometimes been used for short-term gains, the misconception that comes from those gains will eventually neuter the right to keep and bear arms. Our founding fathers did not intend the Second Amendment as the hunting amendment or the home defense amendment. It was intended as the citizen's safeguard against tyranny.